Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 10 a.m. Sunday stretch. Hopefully everyone has their stick this one's about 5 feet. If you have 6 feet, it's great to have, especially if you're taller, a longer stick. And then I have my yoga strap. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start here. We're gonna work in our traditional warm up with our shoulders. So go ahead and grab a nice long, reach on the stick, draw in your belly button. Inhale and lift the stick up overhead, soften through the chest and tops of shoulders. Ever so lightly feel that stick descend down your back. Feel that softness cascade from your ears all the way down. Bring it back to the front and return to the back. And with each progressive movement, the stick's gonna descend just a little bit further down your back, but maintaining that stillness in your torso. Good. Hopefully you make it all the way back down with your arms as straight as you can. Good, now let's come back to our grip just a little bit and change just a little bit of what we're doing with our stick. As we're raising our stick up overhead, I want you to push the stick together. And as you extend it behind your back, I want you to try and tear the stick apart from the ends. So out in front, we're pushing together. And as it extends behind your back, you're pulling your hands away from each other and back to the center. Pulling the stick apart and pushing the stick together. Try it one more time. Push together and pull apart. Good, all right, that really accentuates the fire in the muscles. Okay, so now we're gonna go with our circles, okay? Nice and slow. The ideal being you get the stick all the way behind your hips on the back side and lift up and over. Feeling that long stretch in your back and side body. Good, change directions. Good. And as you reach up and over, feel that displacement of your shoulder blades. Reaching up and over, that shoulder blade mobility. Good, return it to the front side of your body. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and bring it back and rest it on your upper traps. Extend your arms nice and long, soften your knees. We'll take a little spinal twist here. Focusing on keeping that stick nice and level as you twist. And as you're able, how still are you keeping your hips? So you're getting a nice twist in the rib cage, but staying pretty still in the pelvis. Last one. Return to center and we'll exhale into our first hinge of the morning. Pause for a minute, gaze at your toes, wiggle them around a little bit. Dig your heels in and rise. And exhale, hinge again. Play with your center of gravity on your feet. Maybe rock back and forth from the balls of your feet to your heels. As you make your way back to the balls of your feet, contract through the hamstrings and glutes to rise. And one more. Like working in threes. Good, I'm still going through this rocking motion and now I'm actually pressing up on the balls of my feet a little bit, working my heels off of the ground, trying to keep my nice balance here in my full hinge. And then rise. Nice, okay. Now let's take the stick out to the left side of our body, plant it in the midfoot, closer at the base, extend from the top. And I've really gotten to where I enjoy this lateral stretch here. My arm is extended straight out from my ear. I'm going to start by lowering my right ear to my, this is my left ear to left bicep. And then I'm going to take my right arm in a V, and then I'm going to reach up and over and try and match my right bicep to my right ear, gripping the stick as I'm able. Now I started with the grip high on my stick. All right, see how high that is? It's almost at the top of my stick. For my next one, I'm gonna try and push myself a little bit. I'm gonna lower my grip a couple of inches on the stick. Okay, bend that right arm, lower left ear to left bicep. So I'm opening up more on that right side, and now I'm gonna extend right bicep to right ear, reaching across a little bit deeper over to that left side, opening up that right side. Good, okay, come back to center. And now as I'm able, I'm gonna lower my hand just a little bit further. So now I'm a good 6 or 8 inches down my stick, and my grip is slightly below my armpit. Okay, and this is gonna be a challenge, okay? All right. Exhale as I lower my left ear to left bicep. Okay, I have my right arm ready with a little bend in the elbow, and I'm gonna exhale and reach across. Soft through the neck and shoulders, grasping that stick, bringing my right ear to right bicep. Good, okay, it takes a lot of intention to stay loose in the tops of shoulders on that one, but that's really key to getting that stretch where you want it. It's keeping that tension out of the tops of shoulders. All right, now switch sides. I have the stick now in my right hand, and I'm gonna plant it next to the midfoot of my right leg, and I'm gonna grip the stick up toward the top. Okay, all right. Left arm is bent. Okay, right ear to right bicep. All right, now extend up and over, bringing left bicep to left ear. This is my first stretch. And I'm feeling this all the way from my hip through my armpit, really even up my tricep. Okay, return to upright. Lower that grip 4 inches or so as you're able, okay? Exhale as you soften, right ear to right bicep. And then exhale again as you reach left arm over, bringing left bicep to left ear. Letting go of that tension in my neck with that exhale. Good. Now be mindful, keep your weight evenly distributed here. Don't lean over onto that right leg and push off that left foot, okay? Keep those feet firmly planted. All right, come back to center and take your deepest stretch grip. So again, on this side, my level 3, I'm right below my armpit, okay? I'm gonna soften my knees, being mindful that my feet are gonna stay attached to the ground, okay? I'm keeping my arm perpendicular, parallel to my shoulder. And I'm gonna exhale as I open up, softening in my shoulders, right ear to right bicep, and that bent left arm. Exhale, reaching up and over and extending as I am able to grip the stick. And note, I'm keeping that right arm straight, and the left arm is reaching. Good. All right, come back to upright. Okay, that was a great upper body lateral stretch. Okay, now let's go ahead and come back to our glutes and hamstrings, and let's go ahead and take our split stance. Okay, so I have left foot forward, right foot back. And I have the stick in my right hand. And my right leg, I'm gonna have all the way down to the ground. So I'm getting a nice calf stretch here. And the stick is kind of parallel to my left foot out in front. All right, I'm gonna start here just with kind of enjoying this initiation of this stretch in my calf, because for some reason my calves have been really tight lately. So I'm focusing on driving my heels in as my hips stay nice and parallel, shoulders. And I'm gonna exhale and hinge forward. Trying to maintain that nice parallel, getting into my left hamstring and glutes, melting down, and you might not be using your stick much here for this movement, okay? If you need a little balance, that's fine. If you don't, go ahead and set your stick down. Good, and I'm framing my left foot with my fingertips on the ground here. And now I'm gonna exhale and hinge back up, okay? And I'm gonna change my view here for you guys so you can see for what comes next, okay? All right, so I'm staying with that same stance, split stance, left foot forward again, because I wanna do this one more time. Right leg is straight, back, toes are straight. Okay, so I'm pointing due west with my toes right now, okay? I'm gonna exhale and hinge down. Okay, now I'm gonna reach down with my right hand and I want my entire palm on the ground. So if you need to extend that right leg back a little bit to get that right palm on the ground. All right, now extend that left arm straight out and then rotate at the waist, spiraling, reaching. So your arms are stacked, all right? So my left fingertips are toward the ceiling, my right hand's on the ground. I'm getting a nice stretch here in my left glute. The back of my left shoulder is really working hard to help keep me nice and stacked. Good. I'm lengthening out the top of my head, so I'm not crunching up my shoulders here. Nice space between my ears and my neck and my tops of shoulders. All right, now bring that left hand back down. Okay, now we're gonna hinge out of this. So don't round out of it, hinge, okay? So return to your nice flat back if you wanna put your hands on your hips and hinge, working through your glutes and hamstrings to come back to neutral and bring your feet together. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my stick on the ground, but as you need your stick, it would now be in your left hand, okay? So again, this is purely for balance. This isn't necessarily for firing to light up your core necessarily, because it's a bit inconvenient in positioning for that. But you can do it for this first one, because this first one, we're just going down into that hinge and we're not going to plant our hands on the ground, remember? So right foot forward, left foot back, making sure my toes are shooting due east, all right? Starting off with that nice calf stretch, heels all the way down. All right, exhale into my hinge. Okay, right heel into the ground. I'm feeling that length I'm creating in my right hamstring and glute. I'm staying with my hinge. I'm staying in my flat back, neutral. If I don't have the stick, I get to think about the balance that my body is creating here, the activity in my foot to help support that balance. And now I'm gonna exhale and contract, driving the right heel through the ground, bringing my back up nice and neutral, not rounding, engaging my core. Okay, the next one, we're gonna bring ourselves to the ground and work through that little spinal twist, okay? So, all right, exhale as we hinge down, belly button through sternum toward that right quad. Left heel is still all the way down. Okay, now I'm going to plant my left hand under my left shoulder. Adjust my footwork if I need to, just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to extend my right hand straight out from my right shoulder. And then I'm spiraling at the waist, reaching right fingertips toward the ceiling. I feel myself pulling from my posterior deltoid, the back shoulder muscle on the right side, as I try and have a nice stacked position with my shoulders. And I'm feeling it now in my right glute. Good. Pausing here to kind of settle, analyze the space between the ears and the tops of my shoulders. Feeling strong and balanced in this position. All right, now spiral that right hand back down to the ground. As you're able, take your hands to your hips and focus on this hinge to return to standing. So exhale, pelvic floor, transverse, rib cage, hamstring. All right, bring your feet together. All right, nice job. So you should hopefully be feeling strong and powerful in your hamstrings right now. And stretched. All right, good. Okay. All right, let's go on to one knee. So if you don't have a pillow, go grab one real quick if you need it. All right. We have not done this one in a little bit, so we're gonna come back to it. So I have my stick in my left hand and my left knee is up, my right leg is down, extending straight back. Okay, so here's your view from the side, okay? So making sure you're nice and tall. Okay, now I'm gonna take this stick and I'm gonna open up and from the chest. So the stick is about 1 or 2 inches behind my left heel. And it is a little bit closer to my body, as it always is when we do things like this. And I'm gripping the stick slightly higher than my shoulder. I'm gonna straighten my arm, and now I'm gonna open up, and I'm leaning forward into my, pressing forward with my left knee toward you as I push that stick behind my body. So I'm opening up my chest, and I have energy going back with my arm as it opens up to the back, and energy going forward as my right glute pushes my pelvis forward and my whole center moves forward and the stick moves to the back. Okay, now as I return to center, the stick's gonna come back forward and I return to where my hips are aligned right over my right knee. Okay, let's try that one more time. So it's kind of simultaneous. As I slide forward with my center of gravity, I'm gonna push that stick behind me. And again, now I can feel myself contracting through that back of my left shoulder as I'm opening up my chest. Good. Okay, one more. We're gonna take a ballerina arm with our right hand. Okay, so arm is rounded and extended parallel to the ground out from your shoulder. We're gonna initiate with that first movement as we drive forward, sending the stick back, core goes forward, and then we're gonna do a spinal rotation here. So rotating your spine, bringing your ballerina arm all the way around with you. So your fingers on your right hand are pointing towards your left hand that's back behind you. Now you're feeling a lot more in that left leg, trying to help you maintain your balance as that foot is really active into the ground to help you keep a nice neutral posture. Okay. And back up. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so that right arm is driving that spinal twist and we are turning counterclockwise, right? Okay, One more time. All right, exhale as we move forward. Left arm goes back. Ballerina arm with the right hand, and now we're twisting. And now my gaze is back toward my left hand, which is behind me, grasping the stick. Good, and back to center. All right, nice job. Okay, let's switch sides. Okay, so right knee is up, right leg is back. I am using my left the balls of my left foot into the ground, okay? I don't have a flex foot. It's curled up onto my toes, so I can use that to help activate my glute. So now it's my left glute that's gonna help out this work. Okay, all right, checking in with my setup. The stick is a couple inches back and behind my right foot, all right? Okay, so here I am in my neutral. I'm nice and tall in my half kneel. Okay, now I'm gonna activate through my left glute, start to extend forward, and that right arm is gonna go back. Good, and I'm focused on staying with an engaged core, opening up the chest, warming up this right leg, this adductor that's gonna help fire to maintain my knee in a stable position. My left glute also working to help maintain a nice stable position. Okay, move back to center. Stick comes back in front. One more time without the ballerina arms. Exhale as we drive forward. Stick moves back, pointed toward that back wall. I can even feel this in my left hip flexor now, okay? Think about all the things that are benefiting from this stretch in this work. Good. Pushing back to center. All right, let's add in that ballerina arm. So left arm now, extended out from shoulder, parallel to the ground, nice rounded shape. All right, so we're gonna exhale as we move forward. Stick goes toward the back wall, so right arm is reaching straight behind. Okay, I projected forward with my body, and now I'm gonna add this spinal rotation, this ballerina arm, and my gaze is going back behind me toward my right hand. Good, okay, back to neutral. We'll try this one more time. Focusing now on adding in that spinal rotation. How far can I twist? All right, we've done a lot of warm-ups with this, so let's see if this one can get better on the second time, okay? All right, exhale as you begin to slide forward. Stick goes back, pointed toward that back wall. Ballerina arms. So now I am turning clockwise, turning my gaze in the direction that I'm twisting toward my right hand, which is reaching for that back wall. Good, okay, and return to center. Nice, okay, let's bring our knees together. Let's go ahead and take a little break in a child's pose. So nice wide knees. Forehead to the ground. Good, okay, let's go ahead and return to our feet. Okay. All right, let's bring the stick behind our hips, palms facing out. So my palms are facing you. All right, and my knees are nice and soft. And yes, we're gonna go into slap shot here. So I really wanna focus on spinal rotations today. Okay, so my feet are wider, planted wider in the mat than my hips, okay? And my knees are soft. And we're gonna start off with going into airplane. So that's a hinge. So let's exhale as we go down into that hinge so that our torso is parallel to the ground. Then we're gonna exhale and rotate, driving the right hand toward the ground, right stick, and plant it right below our belly button. All right, now turn your gaze up and over your left shoulder, lengthen through your neck, evaluate your center of gravity, release your tension. Okay. Remove the stick from the ground, rotate back to the center and rise. Now, if you remember, guys, the wider your stance, the more intense the stretch here. So if you want to challenge yourself or you're feeling pretty good, or if you're not, feet together a bit. But if you want more rotation, feet a little bit wider, particularly in this next step, okay? As we go into this next step, turn your head from side to side. Relax the neck and tops of shoulders. And then lower yourself into this nice airplane position where we're parallel to the ground. Draw in a nice, easy breath and exhale as you push your right hand over towards your left foot, okay? As close as you can get it. And then turn your gaze up and over your left shoulder. Soften those shoulders. Don't carry any tension there. Check in with where your left hand is. Is it close to the top of your stick? That would be ideal, as if it were close to the top of your stick, and that your right hand is close to the bottom end of your stick. All right, now remove the stick from the ground, rotate back to the center and rise. All right, so now I'm starting to feel this stretch up into my arms, which is good. Okay, so I'm reevaluating my grip on the stick nice and wide. And now we're going to level 3 of this stretch, okay? I know it's everyone's favorite level of this stretch. So draw in your belly button, zip your rib cage as you exhale and descend down into airplane. Exhale as you rotate right hand to left toe. Turn and gaze up over your left shoulder and then start bending the right knee, straightening the left leg and lean into this rotation. Nice and big. That center of gravity is all on that right leg now. That left foot, you're on the inside of that foot now. Good. Now straighten your legs. Unplug your stick gently from the ground. Slowly rotate back to the center and rise. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna stir the pot with that left arm. All right. Next side. Okay, checking in with my feet. Checking in with the distance my hands are occupying on the stick. I'm gonna exhale and move into airplane. Finding my parallel. And then exhale as I twist, left hand, left end of the stick planted right below my belly button. And then turn my gaze up over my right shoulder. Good. Okay, unplug the stick. Rotate back to the center. Rise up. Now, as you're able, take a wider stance. If you want to get deeper into this stretch. All right. No tension, no gripping. Okay, exhale as you hinge forward into parallel. Grab a breath, exhale as you rotate, left hand to right foot, plant the stick, turn your gaze up over that right shoulder. Lengthen your arms along the stick. Nice big wingspan here. Weight is even on both feet for this one. Good. Now you know you're gonna, as we go to level 3, it's more intense. So be mindful. As we get more intense, even more thought needs to go into staying relaxed. All right, okay. Are you ready? Okay, nice long grip. Legs are wide into the mat. Nice and calm in my mind. I'm gonna exhale and hinge forward. And exhale and rotate, twisting right or left hand to right foot. Gaze up and over my right shoulder. And now I'm bending my left knee. Straightening my right leg. Ooh, I feel that all the way up my back, my right bicep. Okay, slowly straightening that left leg, removing the stick from the ground nice and slow, rotating back to the center, and rise. Whew. I could feel that right in that, my sore back spot on that side. Okay. Stirring the pot with my right arm now. Boy, I really felt that in my biceps today. I'm not quite sure why it was so intense in the biceps. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to do a couple of movements here because we typically don't spend as much time as we should really stretching out our quads. So we're going to do a couple of things here to get into our quads. The first of which is going to be a little bit of balancing as well. Now, we do this here at the end of every class. And so it's a pretty quick norm for us. But let's just go over it nice, really quickly here. And hopefully this should be something that you are doing every day, especially if you do have tight quads. So I have the stick in my right hand and it's planted in the ground a little bit closer as I extend the stick away. Now my free hand is my left hand and I'm gonna reach down for my left ankle, okay? Now, ideally, once you get settled in your balance in this position, you can draw your knees into parallel. Okay, so here I am from the side, my knees are in parallel, okay? And I'm supporting the weight of my leg in my lats. Okay, I have my nice neutral spine, my heart is forward a little bit, and I'm using the strength and power of my lats to hold the weight of this leg. And I wanna make sure that I'm not, even though my hamstring is shortened, I'm not contracting with it and giving myself a Charlie horse. Okay, so from here then, we can also go into a deeper stretch by sending our knee back, all right? So my knee is now projecting back and I'm lengthening that stretch on the front side of my body, but it's still parallel, right, to my other leg. It's moving in one plane, just extending back. All right, then as you're able, if you move the stick in front, you get a little less support from the stick in balancing. And what we typically would do as we work internally here is we try and hold the stick up from the ground and send that knee back. So we're working on our balance as well as getting a nice stretch. Okay, so let's go ahead and move the stick to the other hand. Now, what would be useful here with your yoga strap, for those of you that can't do it, and you all can move to your right leg while I demonstrate this, is you just create a little loop here. Little loop for your strap. And so you can put your foot in your loop and hold onto your strap if you can't quite get the flexibility out of that leg in order to hang on to it with your hand. Okay, so it's looped around my foot, and I'm going to use my strap in that same way, and I can even bring it up and over my shoulder, so it's a little more convenient. So I can pull from front here, and I'm still using my sticks to support my balance. My knees are in parallel. I'm drawing my heel toward my butt. And now if I want to extend my knee back, I am going to change my grip here and extend back. Good, and lengthen through my hip flexors. Good. Okay, so that's a nice upright stretch for the quads. The most accessible stretch, which we'll get to now, is from a sideline position. All right, so now we're down onto the mat, and we can be on our elbow or on our shoulder as though we're, you know, in bed, which is an ideal time to do this stretch as well, because ideally, hopefully, you're relaxed if you're either just waking up in the morning or you're in a relaxed position as you're going to bed at night. With that top leg, which happens to be my left, and my left hand, I'm just going to reach down for that ankle and then let gravity bring my knees together as I stretch that quad muscle. Okay, and here too, I'm going to send my knee back to try and get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Try to bring my heel toward my butt a little bit more. Okay, and make sure you're relaxing through your hamstrings. Again, they're shortened, but they shouldn't be actively contracting. They're just shortened. Good, okay, and then you roll over to get that other quad muscle. Okay, so right hand reaching down for that right ankle, drawing your heel towards your fanny. And then as you're able, driving that knee back just a little bit further so they're no longer right next to each other. That right knee is behind just a little bit. Good, and then release. Now let's reach over for our yoga strap. So now we have nice and relaxed quads. Those are big muscles, so we should devote more time to them. But we're going to do the other side now, our glutes and hamstrings. Okay, so those are the big leg muscles that really make everything work. Agonist and antagonist muscles, right? All right, so I am all the way down on the ground. Left heel is into the ground. I've wrapped the strap around the arch of my right foot. All right, and I'm starting with a nice dead leg, feeling my imprint into the mat. So my hips are weighted into the mat, my shoulder blades, my lats, and my head. Nice and calm. I've got the yoga strap in both hands, and as I exhale, I'm going to start contracting through my biceps to pull on this strap and lengthen through my hamstrings, drawing my toes up the ceiling. Feeling my belly button working its way down toward my spine, trying to stabilize my lower back and my pelvis. And I'm working straight up. My foot is not going out to the side and it's not twisting. Trying to get a nice stretch in those direct posterior hamstring muscles and not the outer hamstring muscle quite yet. Good. Now release your grip just a little bit, reset your leg, and now you can twist that leg. So internally rotating, bringing your right big toe over to the left and lifting your heel up toward the right. Okay, I've switched the yoga straps into my left hand, and now I'm going to start contracting and adding some tension. I should feel this in my outer hamstring now, which attaches to the outside or the bones of my lower leg. So as I rotate those bones, then I get some length or some stretch in that muscle. And this can be pretty intense. If you add some energy into your heel, imagining that your heel is projecting toward that left corner away from you. Whew. All right, now lower that leg and put the yoga strap in the arch of that left foot. Okay, so now I've let my right leg rest on the ground. I'm gonna reset my left leg nice and dead into my strap. I'm gonna slowly start contracting through my biceps, being aware my pelvis is heavy into the mat, my belly button is sinking. And my foot is making its way up the ceiling, up the sky, for those of you that are outside doing this. That must be nice, gazing up at the sky during stretch class. All right, release just a little. Internally rotate, so take that left big toe, angle it more toward the right instead of straight. As a result, the heel is going to lift. Okay, reset your sunken hips, your sunken belly. Yoga straps mine are in my right hand for my left leg, and now I'm contracting through my right bicep to drag that leg up. I'm going to shoot some energy out my heel, but really try and keep the left side of the pelvis down. Okay, if it creeps up, then you just aren't maximizing the stretch. You may still feel it, you just aren't getting the most out of it. Okay, so pay attention, keep that left side of the pelvis down. Good. All right, now let's lower that leg a bit. And now take that right leg and cross, get into a figure 4 here. So right ankle on left knee, bending the left knee, grabbing the straps in both hands. Okay, resetting a nice neutral. Now my right elbow is touching right at my right leg, okay? Above my knee into the meaty part of my thigh. All right. Now, I'm making sure that I don't have any tension in my shoulders and neck. I'm contracting through my biceps as I try and bring my left knee closer toward my chest. My right elbow is pushing into that right knee, trying to flatten it out. If I can, make that knee and ankle parallel to one another There you go. That's where you find a little bit more intensity in the stretch in your fanny, the piriformis, one of your gluteus muscles that kind of run crossways in there. Now check in with that left leg. Make sure it's running parallel, okay? Look down where your hip, knee, foot is. Good, okay. Relax, switch legs. So I now have the strap in the arch of my right foot. I've crossed my left ankle onto my right knee, left elbow in left knee. Okay, bending my right knee. All right, I'm gonna slowly start contracting through my bicep, bringing my right knee toward my chest, applying a little bit of pressure with my left elbow, trying to get that knee parallel to my left ankle. Harder on this side. Exhaling into my stretch. Bringing awareness to the tension I'm carrying in my neck and trying to relax it. Good, okay, release the yoga strap. Let's go ahead and stack those knees. So I turn my right foot to the ground and my left knee is just stacked on top, cross-legged. And now I'm gonna let that cross-legged fall to the right side, okay? So left leg on top, you fall to the right. And my arms are teed out. Now you don't have to keep your legs twisted together in this. If you want to let your right leg fall flush to the mat, that's fine. Don't let that twisting hamper the effectiveness of this stretch. If you feel like you can get a little bit deeper by untangling your legs, it's great, okay? And I'm reaching with my right hand and I'm gonna grab my left leg and push down just gently on it. And my left arm is teed out and I'm focusing on trying to get my left shoulder blade onto the mat. So I get a nice rotation, nice twist going here. Good, okay, coming back to center. Now let's place that right knee on top of the left and we'll open up to the other side. So let the legs fall to the left, untangling if necessary. Arms are teed out as you're able, attentive to that right shoulder blade being on the ground. And I'm reaching with my left hand, grabbing my right leg, applying a gentle pressure, a little bit of added twist. Good, okay. Now I'm making my way over to my left side. I'm gonna push myself up to a seated position. And that's the end of our class today, guys. I hope you feel good. I hope all the rotational work was good for you. You didn't push it too far today. So thank you for joining me, and we will see you again soon. Have a great Sunday.